As a kid, one of the earliest memories I have was flipping through my dad's massive collection of his books and mangas. And the very first manga I finished as soon as I learned how to read was Slam Dunk. It was actually one of my dad's favorite manga of all time. And all the time that I was reading Slam Dunk, I always had one question in my mind. I asked my dad one day, why isn't Rukawa the main character? He's way more talented than Sakurangi, way cooler, way more handsome, more charismatic, and way less annoying. Although the real reason was because I had a crush on him, but my dad didn't need to know that. And he casually responded, because people love an underdog. A lot of people can relate to Sakurangi, but not everyone can relate to a prodigy. That response keeps coming back to me whenever I watch any shonen anime or read the mangas. There's always one specific archetype that consistently appears alongside the main characters. As my dad said, a prodigy. He usually falls into the kudere category also. He started off as superior in terms of skills or power than the main boy. He's way more popular, more mature, and arguably more interesting. And I usually find myself being more invested in his story than the main character most of the time. The prodigy archetype is usually born with this exceptional light from a young age. They stick out like a sore thumb compared to their peers. They don't fit our expectation of how a child should look and act. Often, the child prodigy behaves like a mini adult. And with that, they grow up with this heavy weight of assumption and expectation from the world, developing some kind of self-inflicted responsibility to always have to prove something, to meet the expectation, to always do things right. And that is fascinating to me because even outside the shonen formula, all the stories about the prodigy always have so many layers to explore. His journey does not always progress in a cookie-cutter way because most of the time, he doesn't have any plot armor like the chosen one underdog protagonists have. Sometimes it ends with a happy ending of him surpassing his own potential and reaching a new height with the main boy. Other times, it ends with bittersweet or tragedy. He can grow to become this god-like figure that changed the world for the better or worse. And today, we are here to talk about another prodigy that at first God introduces to us as the Ice Prince. You know, a typical kudere boyfriend. But not only he captures all the girls' hearts from his icy exterior, his character also fits into the prodigy archetype perfectly. What would happen when a god-like prodigy archetype got put into a romance setting, like in an otome game? Let me introduce you, the one and only, Dr. Zayne. Dr. Zayne is the second love interest that God introduces to us. And from the get-go, we already assume what role he would take. Oh, here comes the Ice Prince, the kudere one. It's expected because if you are someone who's familiar with Asian romance media, whether it's live action drama, shoujo manga, or even other otome games, he's the most popular type of male lead that us Asian would consider the ideal man. Zayne checks every single box. He is painfully handsome, extremely smart, practical, disciplined, emotionally mature, polite, soft-spoken, financially stable, and has a respectable career. Basically, perfect in every single area. It kind of low-key pisses me off. He is a prodigy, you can say. Zayne is one of the youngest top cardiac surgeons in the country at the age of 27. A character like Zayne always gives off this aura of out of your league, the type of son-in-law that your parents probably love him more than you kind of feeling. In this article, Kudere anime characters explained by 𝒉𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂 perfectly sums up the unique appeal of this type. Kudere characters are defined by their icy exterior. They prove the adage that still waters run deep, but only to a rare few people who take the time to get to know who they really are. Kudere love interests feel very deeply, especially about their morals and their love interests. They make for a great opposite-attract romance. It makes for a sweet, refreshing chemistry that differs from the aggressive tsundere and their wild-eyed love interest. Their princely manners and virtue, paired with their surprisingly flirtatious moments, make for a versatile, mature love interest with mass fan appeal. Their internal conflict has room to be more nuanced, and they have less formulaic character development. A kudere love interest may have less explosive emotional beats in a romance, but their quiet kindness, maturity, and royalty have mass appeal and don't hinder them from making grand romantic gesture when the time is right. But what I find fascinating with Zayne is that his love story does not continue in a way that we would expect. Even though he was introduced as the classic kudere guy at first, his journey does go far beyond the concept of just being a kudere or a prodigy. What if he is also born to be a god? How does he deserve our envy or sympathy? How can we, a mortal being, relate to him or even fall in love with such a character? It is just as simple as you like chasing a man who's hard to get or are into men who are out of your league. Well, allow me to tell you a story of a god who falls in love with human. The first introduction of Zayne to us all players is disappointment as Axel Hospital. From the very first encounters, Zayne seems stoic and cold. He's hard to read and doesn't really show any direct affection towards MC. But we slowly learn that Zayne is actually MC's childhood friend. The first meeting went way back when the chronolith catastrophe happened. It implies that Zayne met MC around the time his parents were taking care of refugees at the hospital, and MC was one of the children that got rescued from the incident. Young Zayne at the time didn't really know how to use his ice evil well yet, but he tried his best to make a popsicle to comfort her. The beautiful friendship starts blooming from there. Until one day, at the age of 12, the true purpose of his gift, his ice evil, begins to manifest. The ice uncontrollably formed into a sharp blade in his hand, and for the first time, he accidentally hurt MC. The 12-year-old Zayne suddenly realized his destiny in this lifetime. The scene before him collapsed into a vortex deep within his gaze, as gods looked down upon the mortal world. Upon weaving the first connection with that youth, icy thorns pierce his palm. The girl's figure shatters, and blood crystallized into amber, like raging waves finally breaking through fragile ice. Ever since then, all his dreams were enshrouded in darkness. Each dawn was judgment upon him. Fortunately, MC got hospitalized and fully recovered sometime after. She lost the memories and treated him the same, like nothing happened. But to Zayne, that moment forever changed him. Buried in his own guilt, Zayne cannot allow himself to bond with her the way he used to. He makes a final decision to pursue the path of medicine, to one day find a way to cure her heart. Maybe it is a way for him to find redemption from hurting her or from his own destiny. We don't know. Afterwards, they went to the aquarium and washed the seals. Zayne folded the entire summer into a farewell, the little crooked snow seals, and offered it as a gift to her. He left the snow seals outside her door and left Lincoln to sky heaven, devoting the entire of his childhood to become a doctor. Around the same time, he also got invited to the Fractal Library, the place that stores every single phase of the universe into the form of books. This is his duty that he eventually has to fulfill. Zayne steps foot into the library. Images dance before his eyes. Blood surged in his chest. It's as if a rift in the universe opened for just a second. At the age of 12, Zayne found out that he is the emissary of the divine, the supreme God whose real purpose is to reincarnate, to erase the world he is in. And at the age of 12, Zayne starts having nightmares about another version of himself.
It's not your fault. She's fine. Don't worry. You insist on living.
The first time Zayne has this dream was when he was 12. In these dreams, he is a surgeon. His dreams keep overlapping with scenes of a doctor's life. And a constant reoccurring presence is a girl. The dreams didn't happen in a particular order. They were fragmented. So, when he was 12, he already knew the doctor in his dreams would meet that girl at 27. On his 12th birthday is also Zayne's first kill. His adoptive father became an abomination. He attacked his mother and she died before his eyes. When his father lunged at him, Zayne chose to use his evil. He stabbed the ice into his father's chest. That was also his first time freezing an abomination, preventing them from turning into wanderers. Since then, he has never celebrated his birthday again. Zayne continues his life, growing up in silence. At day, he watches the world around him slowly becoming lifeless from the mass wanderer attack. The city is almost unlivable. People stay indoors as much as possible. Most of the public service jobs are replaced by robots. At night, Zayne put on a black coat. He tracks the movement of an abomination around the city and kills them before they turn into wanderers. His activity became known to the police, and Zayne is now the well-known serial killer, Dawnbreaker. On one night, when he is out killing another abomination, he met a boy named Georgie. Georgie and his mother cowered in a corner with no means of escaping, pursued relentlessly by a monster. The creature approaches them. To protect her son, the mother embraced the monster, and from beneath its skin, strange tendrils burst forth. They embedded themselves into her. Then, a black figure entered the alley. Zayne took off the black leather gloves on his right hand. In the blink of an eye, a sharp ice hurled itself toward the monster, piercing its heart. The monster dissipated like mist, leaving behind only dark blue fragments. "Are you the Grim Reaper?" Georgie asked. Georgie met Zayne again 1 month after. His mother mysteriously disappeared, and with nowhere else to go, he followed Zayne to his apartment and asked Zayne to help find the person who killed his mom. Zayne didn't accept his offer, but he let the boy stay with him anyway. The boy follows him around like a little shadow. He asks Zayne questions about his life and tries to make Zayne talk to him. He learns that, despite his cold and intimidating presence, Zayne's daily life is pretty much normal. He loves chocolate that Georgie gave him. He loves watching an old medical drama TV show and had a strange fascination for an old city called Lincoln City. "I often dream of that place," he told the boy. With how frequent these dreams are, he slowly thinks that the doctor is him. Or rather, he wants to become the person loved by the girl in his dreams. He records them, hoping to find their traces in the barren city, the place called Lincoln City, that no longer exists in his world. He wants to experience them as best as he can, and if it's possible, he wants his dream to consume him. Dreams had become his only solace ever since. The opposite could be said for Georgie. The boy woke up screaming one night from a nightmare. He told Zayne that he dreams of becoming a monster. I dreamed that there was a monster inside me. It burst out from my chest. The boy's voice trembles. Maybe I'm just a monster dream? When will it wake up? The boy turns to Zayne. And what about you? You said you were dreaming of a place called Lincoln City. Do you dream of becoming a doctor? Zayne pauses, then nods. Then do you appear in that doctor's dream? Maybe to him, you are also a nightmare. The next day, Zayne leads Georgie into a desert place. Today is Georgie's birthday. The robots play Happy Birthday and bring out a cake with 12 candles. They devour the cake. When is your birthday? I'll bring you different kind of chocolate, Georgie said. Suddenly, dozens of heavily armed police officers come into view. Surrounding the desert place with their guns raised, Detective Yuan walks in and tells Zayne, "We can negotiate as long as you let the child go." Panic, Georgie stands up. "We were just celebrating my birthday." Unable to hold back his anger, Yuan shouts, "He is the person who murdered your mother." Then he stepped forward and positioned the boy behind him. However, when he turns him around, the boy no longer looks human. A tendril below his eye has erupted through his skin, blood flowing down like crimson tears. The tendril extends as if it has a life of its own and hooks onto his arm. The blackened ice shard in Zayne's hand has already pierced Georgie's chest. Everything unfolds before Yuan's eye in an instant. Tears well up in Georgie's eye. What happened? Did the monster wake up? Zayne gently closed the boy's eyes. Georgie dissipates into black mist. The melody of Happy Birthday continues to echo in the desert place under the setting sun. It's a final farewell. On a quiet hillside, the tombstones stand. Zayne places a jar of chocolate in front of the small tombstone. The sound of footsteps pulls Zayne out of his reminiscence as Yuan approaches him. "I have always wondered, did you know from the start that the child would turn? Is that why you kept him by your side?" He continued. "I'm not sure how many people actually know, but the wanderers that roam the city now are not just energy clusters like they were in the beginning. Some of them were once human. My reports have been suppressed, and my family has received death threats. The higher up don't want people to know. All I can do now is stop the investigation on Dawnbreaker and destroy the records. That way no one will ever know of your existence. Hopefully, this will buy you more time to prevent the world from collapsing." Yuan watches Zayne's dark silhouette fade into the blood-red sunset. He murmurs to himself, "This time, justice stands with the Grim Reaper."
I have dreamt of this place. A dream remains a dream so long as you wake up from it. But when that day comes, when I can't wake up,
Zayne continued his student years in Sky Heaven. He graduated from medical school and became a doctor. "I will have the utmost reverence for human life, maintain a sense of duty and dignity in practicing medicine, and adhere to good medical standards." This resounding oath is like an invincible cord. It tightly binds his dreams to his responsibility. His gaze traversed those long years to this sacred moment. It's like the breaking dawn that illuminates the night. His naive search ended, and he became a true guardian of life. He came back to Lincoln and worked as the chief cardiac surgeon in Oxford Hospital, and has a reunion with MC as her primary care physician. They slowly but surely reignite their relationship and get closer as the story progresses. But the nightmares that Zayne tried so hard to ignore still haunted him. Day by day, the nightmares started to appear in his reality. The unfinished research project that he once closed got stolen by Carter, his old research partner, the X-Heart, a research that was one he thought would be his hope of curing a protocol syndrome. But turns out, it makes the owner of the heart mutate and become wanderers. Carter illegally took the project without Zayne's consent and brought it to Sander Science. They continued the research and used it on actual patients And without having to guess, a lot of patients turn into alterum and completely lose their humanity. Zayne has encountered this disaster the first time when he went on a mission as a combat medic in the Arctic. In that incident, Zayne has to stop one of his closest seniors from turning into a wanderer. It was Zayne's first kill. The X-Heart project now changes into the project called the Fountain of Ate, and is fully backed by 𝒆𝒐𝒄𝒆𝒔, with the absolute hideous results. More and more innocent lives are getting ruined and more unknown alterum randomly appeared. The Hunter Association is aware of this unethical project as well. Hoping to stop the madness, 𝒔 and Zayne are working together to investigate this project as Zayne got invited to join the Fountain of Ate by Carter. He accepts the invitation and pretends to be interested. Meanwhile, 𝒔 is gathering information in the background and finding the way to sabotage and stop the project. With some great efforts and a cool, sexy action scene, they finally find a power source room and are about to turn off the machines and stop the project. Zayne got triggered by the director, Benedict, who knows what happened that day in the Arctic, because it turns out he was one of the test subjects that successfully, quote-unquote, evolved into alterum, who has consciousness. Overwhelmed with all the painful past, Zayne suddenly loses control, and in the moment of darkness in his mind, ice pierces from his hand into 𝒔's body. When Zayne regained his consciousness, he brought 𝒔 to Oxo Hospital and stayed with her till her vital signs stabilized. Then he submitted his resignation letter. He left the hospital no long after. When 𝒔 wakes up, she immediately goes after Zayne. She went to every place she could think of, but still no sign of him, until she found him at a public cemetery.
I first met you when I came to Oxo Hospital. I was 12 at the time. You were afraid of me back then, until I used my power to keep your popsicle from melting. But then that incident happened, and I actually hurt you. Perhaps I chose cardiac surgery because I wanted to heal your heart. Or maybe I wanted to make amends for what I did back then. Even I don't know. But I didn't hesitate when I chose the field of medicine. When I first recited the Hippocratic Oath, I truly believed I would become a good doctor. I believed I would save many people, including the one I had hurt before. Do you really think a killer can be a doctor who saves lives?
Zayne finally confessed to her, and for the first time since the age of 12, he finally decided to confront his fate.
I'm certain that if I were to truly hurt you one day, it would be the greatest regret of my life.
At some point in time, there is a nameless mountain that stands far away from the village. It's the mountain that is believed to be a place where a god hides within. In the mountain stood a sacred tree. With every blossoming flower, there's life. With every wielding flower, there's death. This tree has stood here for eons, documenting the mortal world's cycle of life and death. Those who once stepped into this area are lost their track, so one should not venture recklessly. It's said the god wields the power of yin and yang, governing life and death. He is the master of fate. And it all began when 𝒔, who has lived in the mountain for a long time, finds a rare mythical creature, 𝒆𝒐𝒄𝒆𝒔, in the forest. It's the creature that is believed to understand the feelings of all things, and knows the affairs of ghosts and gods. The 𝒆𝒐𝒄𝒆𝒔 that she found seemed to have injured legs. 𝒔 tried to approach to put some medicine on it, but the creature is really wary. It bites away from her. 𝒔 and her leopard named Hua try to chase after it, unknowingly venturing into an area they should not have. 𝒔 loses sight of 𝒆𝒐𝒄𝒆𝒔 and worries that she will get lost. She infuses her spiritual power into the arrow and shoots it on the tree as the checkpoint. But her arrow suddenly stopped. That's when she met the god there, the master of fate named Zayne. The man walks out of the forest, exuding a bitter, cold air. Quiet. He just looks at the arrow in his hand. Did you infuse your power in this arrow? He asks. MC tries to explain her situation to him and follow him deeper into the mountain. She explained that with her spiritual power, she can sense things that normal people can't. She warned the people about the earthquake and got banished. Some even tried to hunt her and call her monster. She left the village and has lived in the mountains since then. MC asked Zayne to teach her how to control her power. She stayed with Zayne there and continued her training with him, helping him copy the bamboo scrolls, tend to the sacred tree, and learn everything he teaches her. She got attached to him and the little bites she called Bai as well. One day, when they went down to the mountain into town, the mysterious old man appeared and reminded Zayne of his duty. Since your grace has already accepted the role of seeming, the variable must be eliminated as soon as possible. And yes, the variable is indeed MC. With her unusual spiritual power, it seems like Zayne knows from the very beginning that she is not supposed to live. As the master of fate who governs life and death, who keeps the balance between two sides, he has no choice but to follow his duty. As night falls, they stay to watch the sacrificial ceremony for the god of fate. The beautiful shaman dance and sing gracefully to please and convince the god to grant their wishes. Warding off misfortune, driving away plagues, praying for longevity, these are the simplest yet hardest wish to fulfill, Zayne told the girls. Why do so many people want to live forever? She asked him. It's because their lives are fleeting. Yet, every life is predetermined. If you try to change it, you will only get punished. After they went back to the mountain, MC noticed that Zayne is not the same. He has been acting strange towards her. When she's with him, he often seems lost in thought. He silently stares at her, as if he doesn't even hear what she's saying. MC started to become worried, but Zayne just told her, I'll give you more difficult tasks from now on. Once you complete them, you'll be able to defend yourself no matter what happens. Zayne orders her to make over hundreds of umbrellas from the sacred mountain bamboo and wait for snowfall to cover them after all of them are ready. But he still doesn't tell her what she is training for. MC finished all the umbrella frames, and the day the snowfall has arrived, the training is over. All the umbrellas are floating over the sacred tree. Snowflakes fall onto the umbrella flames, turning the surface into a pure, flawless white. Spiritual power covers the sky and extends into the sacred tree. MC watches the beautiful view before her and yawned. Zayne reaches out and covers her eyes. You can sleep a bit longer. After this, you can go see those flowers and try the village by 𝒉𝒂𝒑𝒕𝒆𝒓𝒔. Take the umbrella. My snow won't melt. MC fell into a long slumber. When she woke up, all the snow has already melted and turned it into early spring. She cannot sense Bai or Zayne anymore, not even the sacred tree. She found an umbrella under the tree. The umbrella is covered in snow that doesn't melt. She remembers what Zayne told her before making the umbrellas now. The umbrellas shall act as a seal. They will also be a form of protection. The sacred tree will be a source of spiritual power for the umbrellas to work for years. Yes, the master of fate is the one who defies fate himself. Zayne makes hundreds of umbrellas to hide and seal MC's power away, so even fate cannot find her, so she can live her life to the fullest as she wishes. With her spiritual power fully suppressed now, she can go and live a normal life. MC looks up at the sacred tree. The white flower on the tree falls towards her, as if saying goodbye. MC decided to leave the mountain and look for him for the rest of her life. all men do is leave. I'm just kidding. I'm trying to lighten the mood a little bit. His line is so freaking heavy, man. Anyway, as depressing as it is, Zayne's story is really tying to the theme of fate and duty. His role from across every multiverse of madness are all about him defying his role as mostly someone who has to end the timeline, or some kind of guardian who has to follow the order of that timeline. His character took really heavy inspiration from 𝒤💐💏, or the Master of Fate, who is an actual deity that originated from the ancient Chinese anthology poetry called the Song of Shu, recognized as the foundation of romanticism in Chinese literature from the Shu culture. The culture is deeply rooted in shamanism. They believe in spirits and deities and value rituals. They would entertain the gods with song and dance. One of the poetry in this book is called The 9 Songs, which contains ceremonial songs that honor the 9 deities. 𝒤💐💏 is one of the deities that appears in the 9 songs. Compared to the other 8 deities, 𝒤💐💏 is intimately connected to humans because he governs life and death. The poets also use such romantic expression that highlights the love and deity-human relationship between the Master of Fate and the female shaman as well, as the following hymn goes. Open wide the gates of the sky. I ride the dark clowning clouds. Let the whirlwinds chart ahead, and hailstones sprinkle the dusty ground. The Lord circles and descends, leaping hollow mulberry to take me, a woman, for company. The 9 regions swarm with mortals, whose long life or early death depends on me. He flies high, tracing slow rings, in a chariot of poor she, with yin and yang under his reins. In reverence and awe, I attend to the Lord, as he guides the sovereigns of the skies to the 9 mounts, his spirit robes flowing, his bell laden with cords of jade. In all the world of darkness and all the world of light, common hearts know not what I do. I pick the Yao gem flower of the spirit hemmed to give to you who dwell beyond. Age slow as the Norman's shadow is already here. We grow in time not closer but farther apart. In a lumbering chariot he drives his dragons, galloping high, ramping into the sky. Long I stand nodding cassia sprigs. Yes, the more I think of him, the sadder I am. Sadder, but what can I do? A day like this I wish would never end. But fate is always fitting. Whether we meet or part is not for me to say. This special ritual is also mentioned in one part of his myth as well. After the ceremony of summoning, welcoming, and worshipping the god is completed. However, this is soon followed by a farewell ritual, which signals the end of human deity romance. The Master of Fate has to descend back to do his duty, leaving his beloved mortal human to lament with sadness. As a divine being, he too also becomes worldly, after emotionally tied to human in that way. But even him as God cannot change anything. He has to practice restraint and endure this endless cycle of meetings and partings forever. So, if we take a step back and look at the dynamic between Zayne and MC in the game in almost every memory or main content so far, we can see this concept play out between them over and over, right? But why did it matter? Why did the writers choose to use this specific theme with Zayne? And how does all of this come together and make sense in terms of why do we fall for him? First, let's think about the idea of God or deity and the connection that these gods have with humans for a second. If you think about gods in general, from all the myths and religions around the world, we see God as something otherworldly, the individual that represents our hopes and dreams and how we make sense of things in nature that we humans cannot understand. And at the same time, God represents something absolute, like the one specific idea that we expect the God to be. As the Master of Fate, the Foreseer, the God of annihilation, and in the main timeline, the emissary of the divine, His existence is tied to the idea and responsibility that has been put on him and his titles. And all of them have to do with the fate of human life. To me, Zayne is the manifestation of the very thing called fate, and how he was supposed to be the executioner from heaven. When any life or world has to end, Zayne is the one that will have to do the job. We often think of gods as this powerful, magical being who influence everything in the mortal world, but in reality, gods really aren't above human and mortals. They embody us, our ideas, our story that we chose for them. God's free will and only lifespan is the one we give them. Being a god most of the time just means living in a prison defined by the beliefs of the world and the pedestal that they have to live up to. Humans, on the other hand, you and me, we got to live life and make mistakes and choose the wrong path and then try other things. We get to evolve at any point in our life and become whoever the hell we want to be. There's a lot of lines in Zayne's story that keep mentioning fate. Something like every single life is predetermined, but I don't think it's in a way that we only have one path. It just meant that we are gonna die someday. But before that day comes, we got to live. We got to choose. We got to be a mess. But we are free mess in ways a god like Zayne cannot be. In the main timeline, Zayne is still born with the responsibility assigned to him as fate, to become the emissary when the time comes, with the special gift that he did not ask for, his ice evil. This role is already seen by normal humans as something superior. But even if we remove this aspect from his character and just look at what he is as human, it still doesn't change the way he's being perceived much. As we talked about in the beginning, Zayne is a prodigy. He achieved so many milestones and built expectations since he was a child. Dr. Zayne is someone who people look up to and aspire to be. Someone who is the standard that is pretty much extremely hard to live by, even to himself. Against his own fate, he devoted his whole life to becoming a doctor. Somebody who saves lives rather than the one who ends it. With the choice he made comes with countless sacrifice along the way. It's a lifetime devotion. Plus, his main goal is to cure the protocol syndrome that he is still working on. Zayne skipped grades and has to basically throw away his normal childhood life to pursue his dream. He has no friends around his own age. He has to go through a lot of discipline, hard work, failures, and in the process, he misses a lot of normal life experience. When he reaches his dream, he still has to maintain everything. Being a doctor means you can't make mistakes. Mistakes means life. His positions as deity and Dr. Zayne are perceived in a similar lens in that way. Aspirational, untouchable, and perfect. The difference though, unlike all the duties he has to do as the god, this is the first time Zayne gets to choose his own path as a human. It's a sacrifice and the kind of devotion he's willing to make. When it comes to any romantic moment that we have with Zayne in his cards, it's mundane and domestic. Almost all of his dates are really grounded and arguably have the most realistic scenarios. We saw this comment all the time that Zayne and MC are like a married couple. A date with Zayne often starts and ends with work. Coming back from work, having romantic moments, and then going back to work. To some, it's underwhelming and not really exciting in a fictional world like this. There's no crazy plotline, no blood, no fighting, no revenge, no emotional roller coaster. Most of the time, it's still love and depression at the end of the day. There's a man and a woman enjoying their free time from a demanding careers they are both passionate about. Zayne is not the kind of lover that will burn the world for you. Because the thing is, in this timeline, it's not just MC that Zayne falls in love with. It's humanity. It's life. It's the way his mom and dad told him that he can have favorite things that he likes. It's when he discovers the group of osmanthus tree, when he makes mistake of missing his stop and wrote an essay about it. It's when he uses his ego to do things that he wants to do, to make the silly little snow figurines instead of using it for its original purpose. I could go on and on, but I think you get the point. When it comes to life, to look and see information about something versus to experience it yourself is a completely different thing. No one puts these things on maps. This is the kind of beauty that only known to those who have walked the path themselves. Zayne, everyone should have something they like the best. Zayne is the kind of god that was supposed to be a silent observer who looked after human lifespan as data, numbers, information with complete detachment. And let's be honest, on the surface, he looks convincing. I think that's why Astra assigned him to take this responsibility. But when he experienced life himself, Zayne discovers the most precious moments that are hidden in life, the things that are too trivial to record in the books of the fractal library. The falling osmanthus flowers, the brand new pastry shop near the hospital, the first time he tries to freeze the popsicle for MC and kind of failed at it, the late night meals he had with Dr. Noah, the one time he accidentally ate liquor chocolate and get drunk. All of these are privilege reserved for us humans that a god like him could never dream of having. These are the most precious things about humanity, not the advanced technological DNA evolution or reaching immortality or any of that bullshit. Another thing is that in Zayne's story, it's not the world that is unkind to his beloved. It's fate, this predetermined thing that pointed finger at us and told him, this girl is not supposed to live her life. And Zayne was like, fuck this shit. If fate is the very thing that stopped her from living, he will remove it from her, which unfortunately means removing himself most of the time. So yeah, rather than burning the world for you, he will build the world that you deserve to live in freely instead. And he literally did that in his third myth. A love story with Zayne is about him learning how beautiful it is to truly live and be a mess, be human, to let loose and make mistakes. It's about allowing himself to choose and have preference, to no longer being the lowly outsider guardian and share his own sorrow and happiness moment with what he loves the most, human. And as human, a lot of us go through periods where there is some kind of expectation or responsibility that has been put on us, no matter what kind of circumstance. This is especially true as a woman who has the stereotypical oldest daughter or the mom roles that you have to carry in your day-to-day life or your profession. His love story might seem too boring for anyone who does not carry this kind of weight on their shoulders. But to someone who lives a life with wild eyes and big dreams, big responsibility, and a lot of things you have to keep up along the way for your duty, the lifetime devotions, small sacrifice moments, and unseen labor you made in silence for people you care about throughout your life. Nobody understands what it feels like better than Zayne. All the in-between living life moments like going on a date on their day off, dropping off his lunch, coming home and having intimate moments after a long night shift, some random reminder you got from him with a stern voice to eat on time, don't stay up late, or take care of yourself and don't get sick. It might sound a bit too practical and unromantic, but in my opinion, all these little things are just the reassurance that tells you, I know you're carrying something and it's heavy and it's important to you and you can't really put it off, but I'll make sure you can enjoy life along the way. And if it's too heavy to the point that you're suffering, I'll do everything I can do to remove it for you. We don't know if Zayne will succeed in his mission of curing protocol syndrome or not. Only him and the writers know. Maybe he will, maybe he won't. But the last chapter of the book has to come, and he eventually has to end it one day. All the lives that Zayne devoted his entire lifetime of saving will become just another data to enter in the book. But before that day comes, at this point, I think we can tell Zayne this one thing. You will live a great life. Good job, Zayne.
Meeting you is the luckiest thing that has ever happened to me. After a never-ending winter, I met the one who brought spring into my life. I wish you could be happy for all of eternity. But an even greedier wish of mine is, I wish to be the person who's always by your side when you find happiness.
Hi, it's Duckling. I'm back. Long time no see. How you guys doing? And if you're new here, if this is your first video of me, let me reintroduce myself for everyone real quick since it's been a long time. Hi, my name is Pia. You can call me Duckling, that is my internet name. I make videos about love in Deepspace like this one, so if you enjoyed this video and want to check out others that I made for the other guys, go to my channel and check it out. And I just want to chit-chat, give you some updates and some extra notes in this outro part here. Number one, I posted on my community tab last year that I needed a break. Yeah, I'm back, kinda. Things are going pretty well in my new career and I'm able to find some free time after New Year to work on this video. And if things are going as planned, I will be able to make at least one video a month. So I hope you're looking forward to that. And number two is about this video, about Zayne and my candid thoughts. So his script is the hardest to write. My god, in my opinion, Zayne has one of the most complex layers in his lore. It's it's like a spider web. It was really challenging for me to select which topics about his lore that I want to include in this video because I want to keep it in theme and in relations, you know what I mean? So it took over 2 months of me finishing the script. But I really have fun and I got so many leftover topics that I did not include in the video. I could like make 5 more separate videos about him actually. And I'm gonna be real with you guys. Zayne used to be my least favorite, yeah. It's just that the 𝒂𝒐𝒕𝒆𝒔 type is no longer my cup of tea now, but he does grow on me, of course. And you know, after playing the game and romance with him for over a year now, I love him so much. I love Zayne, and I pour my heart and soul into making this video, but still, I'm scared of not being able to kind of like break down his character as best as I did the other guys. So if you're a Zayne main and you enjoy this video, please feel free to leave some loving comments. It would mean the world to me. And if there's anything you disagree with what I said in the video, feel free to share. But please don't be mean. I'm trying my best. And speaking of Zayne's analysis, if you're thinking that there's some important aspect about his character that I have not touched on in this one, chances are it's already been said in one of 𝒆𝒏𝒄𝒆𝒔 video. She's currently on hiatus right now, but she made so many videos about Zayne and the whole series about other guys and the psychological aspect of their characters. So if you haven't watched them yet, I highly recommend you check it out. I'll put the link of her channel below. So yeah, that's all I have. Now for this character study series, we only have one left. Left. It's such a perfect timing because he's a hot topic right now, you know. This man always welcome New Year with a bang. I'll work on his video next after this, and the second anniversary of the game is coming soon, I hope. We might get more new events and updates. Who knows? But I hope to see you in my next video. Maybe we can do a prediction video while I'm working on Caleb's script. Let me know. Anyway, I'm gonna stop yapping now. Happy New Year. I hope 2026 is kind to you. Take care. Bye-bye.